Iraq's financial revenues exceeded 114 trillion dinars during the first 11 months of 2025. It is wise to know that articles do not always tell the whole story or even accurately. They are often agenda-driven and slanted. By selectively framing the data to stoke concern and criticism, while ignoring significant progress in oil revenue growth and its direct contribution to low inflation. We see this often, but it is getting easier to spot with all we know. We're waiting for the certification. Then what? 1. Kurdistan, to give us the president. 2. Prime Minister. 3. Sit the government down. 4. Open the budget. 5. HCL and the rest of the budget. 6. The new exchange rate to make everything work. I'm so tired of hearing this crap. Any currency, any whatsoever, if the restrictions are lifted off the Iraqi dinar, you can go to any bank and exchange your currency for free. You don't need a redemption center. There's no special place for you to go. I've been saying this for so long. Why they insist on there's a special place, Reno, and stuff like that. No, just go to the damn bank. That's all you need to do. This is what we have been concerned about for a long time. Us threatened to block Iraq from its Federal Reserve deposits over Iran-aligned politicians, under the agreement that has been in place since 2003. Iraq stores the proceeds from its oil export sales in the U.S. Everything goes through the Federal Reserve Bank. They have about $112 billion in this account. The U.S. is saying, if you don't do as we are requesting you to do, as far as dismantling militants and not allowing Iran-backed militants to be in parliament or be in key positions, the U.S. is treating to withhold oil sales. It's all over the news, especially in the Middle East. The Trump administration has had no qualms about playing this card and showing up at the table with this threat. You're not going to know the credibility of the political news until it happens. Just let it come and let us get to the point to where we can observe it as it's happening live. Probably Monday or Tuesday. The hush strategy, that quiet progress without public attention. That's how the central bankers work. They have to keep things calm, cool, and collected. That's what I suggest you do when a revaluation takes place. Calm, cool, and collected when you go do an exchange. It's going to be easy. We are still waiting for the announcement of the candidates for the presidency. According to the Iraq Constitution, this must take place this week. Following filling this position, I am told the new prime minister will be announced shortly afterwards. Then, in today's news, we learn that the candidate for prime minister could be settled this week. Tell us again how we are going to be notified. Will the 800 numbers be universal? You are not looking for one magical 800 number. Banks have told me they would have individual number and links to set up appointments. They told me that they would be sending their numbers to news aggregating sites. I was told I would get the information as well. What has been happening? Regional currency reform synchronization. Syria is doing it. Azerbaijan potentially Iran in the next few months. Even though there's turmoil, they still talk about that stuff. Are we going to get taxed when we exchange? No, the bank doesn't have the ability to collect any taxes from you. On April 15th or quarterly, you'll pay your taxes, I promise you. They're coming after you. You're not going to get away with anything. Iraq is good-hearted as a whole. They are patient and calm people until it is time to protest. It's a big deal when Iraqis start protesting. That's serious. There's nothing out there that indicates the military is an important person in the role of the Iraqi dinar. Nothing out there whatsoever. The people you got to pay attention to are the central bank of Iraq. That's it. Because they are the sole people who are in charge of changing the rate. Nobody else. Look what Iraq has done in the last 3 years. Be careful about the media when they're saying things. You have to be very careful with the information that you get out there. Things that you get on different social media sites. They're going to be agenda-driven. They're going to be slanted. They're not going to be foundational. They're not going to have a weighted conversation of pros and cons. They throw out really intense words, and their antagonistic redemption centers are the way to go. We know that the contract rate on the dinar has been agreed to and put under contract by President Trump in his first term as president. And that's an extremely good rate, and I'm looking forward to that. We don't have a contract rate, per se, on the dong, but we know that it's supposed to be a very good rate, and I've heard where it was, and now it should be at that point, or maybe a little higher. I am seeing all over the mainstream news in Iraq that Soudani has stepped aside to let Maliki become the next prime minister. MNT GOAT. The US is not going to allow Maliki again. My source in CBI still says al-Soudani is going to be here for a second term.